good evening, and welcome to the Europa Conference League. Another big night across Europe with qualification places, momentum, and pride all on the line. We'll bring you the key moments, the goals, and how things stand as matchday action continues.
And Newcastle versus Shamrock Rovers here at St James's Park Stadium. And we know how big this game will really be, obviously, for Newcastle. They can get the job over the line against Shamrock Rovers. As Newcastle United have got a lot to fill in this matchup here. We know at Newcastle not long to go in terms of the Conference League, because this is the last league phase game of the Conference League for Newcastle in the league phases. They are through anyway mathematically into the round of 16 in September time of the UEFA Conference League. They can enjoy, having this game to be this game to enjoy with the fans of Newcastle, and to try and forget about what's happened in the last few games of the Conference League, but worry about wrapping up this whole league phase with them at the top of the league table, and also qualify themselves into the knockout phases also for September. Shamrock Rovers have got a lot to fight for in terms of their races to try and get into the Conference League knockout playoffs. They're currently in the elimination zone at the moment, so they've got to try and get a win here over Newcastle for a little bit of hope, and also a little bit of hope from other teams as well surround them, try and to lose their games as well, maybe for Shamrock to be involved inside that knockout playoffs going into August time. So it looks like there Shamrock Rovers are ready, Newcastle ready, and kickoff's about to go between the Irish team of Shamrock and the British team of Newcastle. Here we go. Let's get this game underway for the UEFA Conference League for Matchday 6. And now here's Tonali. Now Joelinton. Now it's Anthony Gordon. Nice run here from Gordon now. Now to Watts. Now to Burke. Now to Greeny. Now Tonali. And now Guimaraes. Now Joelinton. And now all the way here to Joelinton. Hits it right into the goal. But it's gone wide. And Eddie Howe, obviously the manager, he's also the right gaffer, forced to try and lead Newcastle into very good heights, of course, in this game. But anyway, now is McGinty will take the goal kick here for Shamrock. Now header. Now Guimaraes. Now Burke. Now here's Joelinton. Now all the way. Oh, shot. But saved right there for the goalkeeper. Eddie Howe, the manager, we know that he's been, being okay for Newcastle in the Premier League also. They're currently sitting in the top 6 of the Premier League. They're doing alright, they've been in the Premier League, but as of in the Conference League, they want to try and do more, chance to try and win this game here, to obviously run the group, the whole league phase, of course, of the Conference League. They've done alright. Every game they've played, of course, since the start of this match day won the Conference League. Every game they've played across Europe, they won every matchup, by the way. What do you expect, of course, in a European Conference League competition? Newcastle, the big favourites, of course, to go all the way and probably win the whole entire thing. Last season, Newcastle did lose last season's one to either go Impact, the Conference League trophy. That was a disappointing one to lose in the final from last season's one. But as of, obviously, for Newcastle, they obviously had Roma. They knocked Roma out of the Conference League last season. They've obviously got to the final. They can still capable enough to do it this season. And also, Roma's also in this competition also as well. With Besiktas as well, one of the top favourites that probably might get to the finals, of course, in the end of the season. Who knows in this competition. Now here's O'Neill on the ball back here for Shamrock Rovers. And now Botman. Here's now to Anthony Gordon. Gordon now. Now it's Grant. Now Watts. O'Neill. Healy. Greeny now for Shamrock. Now is Scher. Jolinton. Now here's to Gordon. Trying to control the ball there, but he couldn't. And now Newcastle trying to go for a goal, but it's gone into the side netting, by the way. So now it's going to be a goal kick for Shamrock Rovers in the game. And McGinty will take it. Pass there now to Honohan. Now Grace. Now Honohan. And now Healy. Now is O'Neill. Now Watts. Burke. Watts. And that's a good takedown there. And now it's going to be throw in here now for Shamrock. Now Jolinton. Now Anthony Gordon. And now here's a chance here now for Livramento. Guimaraes. Goal! What a hit right there for Newcastle. Right into the top corner. What an unbelievable finish right there for the Geordies. Newcastle United. What a hit right there into the top corner. Brilliant display from the Magpies. Newcastle are 1-0 up here before half time. Newcastle lead the game so far. Healy. Now Greeny. Now is Murphy. Now Isaac. Now Guimaraes. Jolinton. Now Tonali. And now Watts. Now all the way there to Honohan. And now Greeny. Goes for a shot there, but good block. Good block, nice block. And there you have that for half time. The whistle blows for the break. And Bruno Guimaraes, the captain, was the only goal scorer in this first half. And the score is the score as Newcastle 1, Shamrock Rovers 1. In the second half, let's get it underway. Newcastle are in the lead, obviously in the break. And could Newcastle do more entertainment here against Shamrock Rovers? Who knows on that? Here's Watts. Here's Jolinton. Now Anthony Gordon. Good run here for Newcastle. It could be a finish, it could be. Now here's Grace. All the way here again. And now it looks like there's a substitution, by the way, for Shamrock Rovers. Now throw again here, O'Neill for Shamrock. Now Newcastle now running through here now. Here's Jacob Murphy. Could be a chance there. Could be Jolinton. Now Grant. Now Watts. And now Greeny. Hits it right into the keeper's hands. Now boot the ball now away. Header. 6 shots, 2 shots for Shamrock, but 6 for Newcastle. Now Newcastle now on the ball now. Botman, nice little won the ball back here. Good for them. Now Guimaraes. Now Livramento. Goes for a shot. And could be a Newcastle goal. Oh, good save from Shamrock's goalkeeper. That was an absolute good chance, obviously, there to place the ball into the goal. But no, it wasn't to be. Trippier now comes on the field, by the way. Now pass short here to Trippier. And out header. And that's now gone wide. And now we've got here Murphy coming off the field. And Elanga comes on the field as the substitute here for Newcastle United. Now big boot away now. Now Burke. Joelinton. Now Tonali. Now all the way to Joelinton now. Trippier. Cut in here to Gordon. Good cover. And now hold up here now to Watts. And now Watts now running through. Shot. And it could have been close, but now Shamrock Rovers really putting the pressure onto Newcastle United. Really putting the pressure here on Newcastle now. Lopez, cross in, header. Sort of bouncing, but not as great though. But yeah, what a hit there from Bruno Guimaraes to put the ball into the goal in that first half was brilliant. And since then, Shamrock Rovers been a little bit frightened in this matchup also. Now head up. Now Guimaraes. Now Gordon. Now Guimaraes now. Joelinton. And now is Brian. And that's going to be now free kick. Free kick's going to be given and a yellow card there for Livramento. For Newcastle United. Now it's going to be now a free kick. Grace takes the free kick here. Now O'Neill. Now Burke. And now Trippier. Now Anthony Gordon. And now all the way here to hold up here now to Grant. Now Watts. Now Grant. Now Watts. Now Burke. Burke, cross in. Head up. Oh, save. Massive chance though for a goal to happen. But save right there from obviously the keeper. Cross in here from Shamrock. Now Anthony Gordon. And now Gordon now. Joelinton. Anthony Elanga. Good run here from Newcastle to score, but save right there from Shamrock Rovers. And now we've got this a goal kick here for Shamrock, by the way. And Osiala will obviously come on the field. And obviously Isaac will come off the field for Newcastle. And now Burke. Now Burke now. Now Elanga. Now Guimaraes. Now it's Brian. And now McNeff. Honohan. No, now here's Elanga. Cross in the box. Clearance away. Newcastle cutting in. It could be a goal, and it is a goal. Newcastle have scored in the late minutes of the matchup. And it's a goal there from Usulia The substitute puts the ball into the goal, and Newcastle make sure they win the game, obviously. And what a finish, and what a goal been scored for Newcastle United in the match. Nice little cut into the goal, was brilliant, and absolutely wonderful, by the way, for him to Newcastle to do that nicely. There you go, 2-0 to Newcastle. And there you have that for full time. The full-time whistle officially blew at the end of the game. Newcastle United have been absolutely good. They've been to score 2 goals within the matchup here against Shamrock Rovers.
So that brings us to the end of the league phase of the UEFA Europa Conference League. The final round of games has been played. The table is complete, and the picture is now clear as to who moves on and who falls away. Newcastle United finish strongly, confirming their place at the top, while the chasing pack have done enough to progress into the knockout phase. For others, tonight marks the end of the European road this season. The league phase is done. Next comes knockout football, where there's no margin for error. From all of us here on BBC Sport, thanks for watching.